next up, we got to talk about Tennessee schedule preview. So I've been doing this on the show this whole time where we talk about different team schedules, kind of go through them, see what we think about these matchups as of right now, as we're in April or March. We're still in March. So we're going to talk about the Tennessee Volunteers. It's their day. And then we're going to talk about another team after in just a second. But we're going to talk about Tennessee first up. When we think about Tennessee, their quarterback situation, they've got a couple that they're rummaging through. So we really don't know who that guy is going to be. Their defense, they're really good in the portal. Josh Heupel, I've made takes, how good is Josh Heupel? Are we really is Tennessee going to be like the Penn State of the SEC? Like, are they ever really going to get over that hump? Can they keep battling, or where are they going? 10-2 a couple years ago. Nico leaves. They go 8-5 this past year. So where are they going? Well, let's check out their schedule and kind of talk about it a little bit more. All right, take a sip of water. All right, week 1 we got Furman as always. Must play FCS schools to start the season. I get it. All right, week 2 they go to Georgia Tech. First matchup these two teams have had since 2017. They've played actually 33 times from in the 1940s to the 1980s. So these two teams played a lot. They're kind of rivals back in the day. Tennessee right now 25-17 all time. Georgia Tech, a team that obviously last year started out undefeated. I think it was 8-0 before they kind of fell off towards the end of the year. This game is going to be in Atlanta. I may be going to it. I'm here in Atlanta. This seems like a great game to go to in week 2 in my backyard. The Georgia Tech home field shouldn't be that much of an issue for Tennessee as somebody who's been to Bobby Dodd a couple times. But this will be interesting. This is definitely a who's who game. Tennessee definitely seems like they should be favored. They should probably win the physical matchup. They should definitely, for a team, Georgia Tech is going to be having Alberto Mendoza, Fernando's brother, be the quarterback, and Justice Haynes is going to be the running back for them as well, coming from Michigan. They've got some pieces, but I don't think this should be too much of an issue for Tennessee. If it is, the rest of the schedule gets real tough. Week 3, they play Kennesaw State, my alum. I'm an alum of Kennesaw State, so who will be taking Kennesaw State spread there. Whatever it is, go ahead and hammer it. I will be taking it. They've never played before. Kennesaw will be coming to fight. Who. Week 4, we got Texas. First time they've played since not in 2069, 1969. Texas 2-1 all time. Battle of the UTs, right? These two teams, I've seen it on Twitter. Texas and Tennessee Twitter going after each other. Who's the real UT? Who's got the better orange? Personally, I don't think there's anything worse than the Tennessee orange, but we'll find out. Neyland will be absolutely rocking for this game. I'd have no doubt about it. This is going to be early in the season. It's still in September. It's still going to be pretty warm, and I would assume this may get nighttime treatment. There's some really big games in week 4. I know Texas is playing Tennessee. Georgia plays Oklahoma. There's a couple other I'm probably just missing out on. But this has got nighttime potential written all over it. If not 3:30, I wouldn't be mad at a noon either. But this seems like it would be really fun to watch at night. Arch Manning going to play Peyton's old school. Could be fun. Week 5, they got Auburn. First time since 2020, these two teams are matching up. Auburn has a 29-22 series lead. Back-to-back big home games for Tennessee. And so they have Texas the week before, and now they've got Auburn coming into town. I've said a lot of nice things about Auburn on this show. I think this is going to be a huge game because if I'm being honest, depending on what Tennessee has, again, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be really yet. Is Auburn going to be figured out? Is Tennessee going to be figured out? What's their records? Are they both 3-1? Are they both 4-0? Are they both 2-2? What does it look like for the Tennessee Volunteers and the Auburn Tigers at this point? Because these are two teams that are probably going to be in the middle of the SEC predictions, but can, with this game, kind of edge themselves up a little bit. So I'm interested to see who will win this game, and it's huge that Tennessee gets this one at home after having to play Texas the week before. Then they go on the road at Arkansas. 3rd year in a row they're playing Arkansas. How will Tennessee be after these back-to-back home games when they got to go on the road? Not thinking too highly of Arkansas this season. Going to have to see something fun out of Arkansas before I start believing back in their football program. Arkansas did beat Tennessee last time they came there. So I really do think, again, Auburn's going to be a good team. I obviously think Texas is going to be a good team. How will those matchups be after you play two really physical and good teams, in my opinion, to have to go on the road to play Arkansas? And then the week after, you play Alabama. So they've got three of four games at home in a really crucial stretch between late September, early October. They beat Bama the last two times when they've played in Neyland Stadium. That's huge because obviously Neyland Stadium is one of the biggest home field advantages you can have in the sport of college football, and they get three big games, like I said, right there in their home stadium. Third Saturday in October. I don't know, this is going to be one. I believe Georgia and Bama play in week 6. So this is directly after Georgia's going to be playing Bama. I think you can fact check me, but this is a big one. Tennessee's they've got to be able to hold that down, that they can beat Alabama when they're playing in Neyland Stadium. That's got to be something that they can hold on to, and let's see if they do. And then after that, week 8, they got at South Carolina. First time since 2023 they're going to play South Carolina. Tennessee is 27-11 all time against South Carolina. Not sure how South Carolina is going to be, but on the road in South Carolina is a tough place to be. It seems like a sneaky SEC Network night game that they'll throw on there. So we will see what happens there. Lenore Sellers, Dylan Stewart, Nick Harbor, those guys are names for South Carolina. They can give you problems. What's Tennessee going to be like after this stretch? That whole stretch before there is with Texas, Auburn, Alabama. How are they coming out of that? Because that's going to show how they can get to South Carolina before they got a big bye week. Then they have a bye week, and then they have Kentucky. If I was, this is a late bye week. Last week of October is their bye week. I really wish if I was a Tennessee fan, I'd wish we have a bye week before Kentucky, but that's just me. They've won 5 straight against Kentucky, 85-26 all time. Should be fine for this game. This game's at home in Neyland Stadium, kind of a rivalry game. They used to play at the end of the season a lot back in the SEC East days. Good thing they got a bye right there, but if I was them, I'd want to buy like before that. Anyway, then after that, they go to Texas A&M. First time since 2023 these two teams are playing. Fourth time as SEC opponents. A&M's 2-1 in those games as SEC opponents. Two teams that can be in really similar spots at this point in the season. Okay, if I'm looking at Tennessee's schedule, and if I'm giving a guess here on March 24th about what they'll be when they get to that Texas A&M game. How many games do they play? 4, 8, 9, 7-2. They could be 7-2. So this is a big spot because A&M seems like a team that will probably be 7-2 too, and they got to go on the road to Kyle Field. Should be an interesting one. These SEC matchups, I've said it before, they're fun. They're just fun to look at because I just feel like I'm going to be glued. And then week 12, but their 11th game, they play LSU, first time since 2022. Final home game of the season for Tennessee, and it's a big one against their old head coach, Kiffin. You remember when they threw the mustard bottles and the golf balls at them? This is a big matchup for both teams. Let's say Tennessee wins that game. They're 8-2. All of a sudden, they've got a chance. They're looking maybe at a playoff spot against Lane Kiffin at home. It's their final home game of the season, senior night. Whew, interesting. And in week 13, they go to Vanderbilt. Need revenge after last year. Hard. They need some hardcore revenge because there's no Tennessee fan has ever grown up thinking that they need to fear Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt has put the fear into them, or maybe it was just Diego Pavia, but something's got to get figured out there. It cannot become tradition in Knoxville to lose to Vanderbilt. I would think most Tennessee fans would agree. That's not a tradition they want. All right, and that is Tennessee's schedule review.